Why travel? I eat. I enjoy. I am Jearu. Sa episode natin ngayong gabi, Brandsters, makakasama natin ang isa sa mga namamayagpag na social media influencers with over 100,000 followers in Facebook, over 200,000 followers in Instagram, and over 500,000 followers in TikTok. He is an award-winning actor, a model, and a TV and events host. He's no other than Nico Locco. Brandsters, Nico Locco is in the house. And thank you so much for joining us tonight, Nico. Sobrang nakakatuwa that I get the chance to interview the famous Nico Locco. Before we start, can you please introduce yourself to our branders?
I love it. Thank you, Jearu, for that wonderful introduction. Maraming salamat, Brandsasia, for having me tonight for this guesting. Sobrang excited ako for all the questions and interviews that we're going to do. So it's nice to meet everyone. And Jearu, I'm looking forward to our conversations.
Yes, I'm looking forward to. Grabe, nahihirapan ako kasi wala palang branders. Now that I'm seeing you on screen, you are indeed a fine man. And for sure, ang dami nating branders na nanonood na sobrang kinikilig na. For sure yan. And sa tingin nyo, mga ka-brandsters, sino ba sa aming dalawa yung mas gwapo? Oops! Wag na kayong sasagot kasi masasaktan ako. Anyway, going...
Natalo ako.
Anyway, going back to our interview, how do you feel? Is it okay that I talk in English or what do you prefer?
Kahit ano, I'll understand you. Taglish, Tagalog, Chinese, Italian, whatever you want, Jearu, I'll understand.
Oh, talaga? You speak those languages talaga?
Oh yes, I'm actually, quadrilingual, I guess you would call that. I speak Bahasa, Tagalog, Italian, and English. So 4 languages yan.
Grabe, branders. Narinig nyo ba yun? Sobrang paano bang hindi kayo may in love sa Nico Locco na yan, no? Well, that's great because today you will be in the hot seat. Ready ka na ba?
Ready ako. Game na tayo.
Yes, you're. All right. And branders, today's episode is entitled Pandemic Influencers. As an influencer amidst pandemic, what do you think is your role during this time? Yes, Nico?
Well, I mean, grabe, it's been very challenging, I think, for everyone that's been in the industry. Pero I've definitely had to realign myself and rebrand myself, since we're using the word brand a lot sa show natin. I had to rebrand myself as an influencer and as an actor as well. So it's been, grabe, maraming akong lessons this pandemic, as well as maraming akong hamon. And it's been fun. I have to say, it's been fun rebranding myself and finding ways to succeed in today's current digital market.
Yes, but actually, if I don't know if you agree with me, na during this pandemic, sobrang nag-boom din yung opportunities for you, for us, dito sa virtual world.
Tama. I mean, yeah, if you're a digital influencer, someone who's quite strong on social media, some might even say that this has been a blessing. COVID and the pandemic has been a blessing for that. I mean, it's really allowed TikTok to take off. Instagram has just become a bigger platform, same as Facebook, YouTube. So it's actually been a blessing in some way or another.
Well, Nico, we can both relate with each other dyan sa bagay na yan, no? And how about your personal life? Was it compromised due to your growing popularity?
Hindi naman. I've always been kind of in the public eye. I grew up in showbiz. I've been in this business for over 5 to 6 years. So I've kind of gotten used to how to act in public, as well as you have to realize, Jearu, life on social media and life in real life are two different things. Kahit I try to be as realistic and real as possible on social media, because when people see me in person or they have the chance to meet me, or we do a guesting like we are today, Jearu, I always want to be genuine, tunay. And that's how I like to brand myself on social media as well, is someone that's really approachable and real. Because maraming tao sa Instagram, sa Facebook, sa TikTok, that are completely different people in real life. And I find that just a false representation of themselves. And it kind of creates this toxic atmosphere in Instagram, where people create unrealistic expectations in themselves and look up to people that aren't even real. So I think parang if we use the word idol or lodi, parang I think you want your lodi to be a real person. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Actually, there are a lot of people in the social media that I know that are really different from their social media platforms than in the real life.
Yeah.
But
Yes, exactly.
they're portraying something that they're not actually doing in real life. So they're quite pretentious, and we don't like that, branders. Like,
Oo nga. Oo nga. I think if I can to provide any advice for any person that's looking to become an influencer or get into social media, is try to be as real as possible, even on Instagram, even on Facebook, even on TikTok, because people see that. When they see you on a video or in a
yes.
picture, they can tell. It's sobrang
It-
obvious, and they appreciate it more. You'll develop a bigger following because you come across as genuine, you come across as real, and people want real people. They want to look up to real people. Diba?
yes. Yes, and gaya din na sinabi ni Direk Raymond from our interview last time, sobrang kailangan maging genuine and kailangan mag-transcend yung pagiging genuine mo through the camera, through the social platforms. And you never know, kasi ngayon sa panahon natin, it's not always that you get to be famous.
Yes.
We're all even in this situation, lalo ngayong pandemic, right?
Tumpak yan.
Yes. But here's the key question. Were there any regrets? Being an influencer has its own downsides. And of course, I know you are well aware of that, Nico, di ba? You are a public figure, and it's getting more and more difficult to live freely. Kasi syempre, you're famous and everyone knows you. Were there any regrets in your part, or were there situations you have to regretted that not coming because of being an influencer?
Maraming sacrifices, Jearu. I've made so many sacrifices in my career leading up to this, and I wouldn't say it's regrets. Kasi I chose this life. This is what I signed up for. And any celebrity, if you ask them, they'll probably say the same thing. This is what we signed up for. And anybody who complains about it, I will always tell them, this is what you signed up for. You signed up to be in the public eye, to be judged every second of the day, because you publicizing yourself on social media allows yourself to be judged. And if you can accept that fact, then I think you're going to be a lot better off.
Yes, and yes, Nico.
Sorry, Drew, to cut you off. I was just going to say, it's been a learning process throughout the years. I've lost a lot of jowa because of it. My family has been affected. Pero ngayon, I've really learned that I need to separate show business, social media, and my personal life. Those are two different things.
Yes.
Kahit I'm the same guy in both worlds, pero I need to separate them. Because if you intertwine them and they become buhol, it becomes toxic. Gets mo ang sinasabi ko, Jearu?
Yes, gets na gets ko yan. And you should always have that limitation both sa both worlds. na ginagalawan natin, right? And I guess hindi rin naman masama to have that social media break, or if you can call it show business break.
Yeah.
But at least you get a hold of your personal life, at least catch up with your friends. Because for sure, you will have a little time para sa family. You'd have a little time for your friends. And I think this pandemic, you had more time with them, Nico.
Oh, marami akong oras to spend with family, friends. That's been another blessing for this pandemic. I've been able to reconnect so many friendships that I had lost, more time with them and reconnect with them. I think that's been a blessing for most people in this pandemic, to be honest.
For most people, yes. Yes. Well, going to my next question, since you're also an actor, diba? Was it difficult to start a career here in the Philippines? Nahihirapan ka ba because of the language or because of the culture?
It's a great question, Jearu. And let me tell you this. Most people would think, and when they look at me, they say, oh, guapo siya, mukhang mestizo or foreign. So madali siya for him to be famous here because of his looks.
Well, actually, yan din yung magiging judgment ng katulad ko. Like, for example, people like me na nandito normal people na katulad ko. Yun yung magiging judgment namin sa mga foreign people like you.
And it happens every day, Jearu. Pero when I first got here, I realized that's what I was up against. Sorry. There's tons of handsome guys in this industry. Marami talaga. But what else do you bring to the table? And I realized that I needed to bring something else to the table para kakaiba ako. And I realized that early on, and I'm thankful for that because I was able to brand myself in a unique way where I would stand out as a foreigner as well as an international actor. And that's really what I pride myself on. I'm an international actor because I've worked in so many different countries, working on film sets, commercials, you name it. I just finished a film in Canada before I came back.
Wow.
So so I really brand myself as an international actor. Now being in the Philippines, I'm very confident to say that I will be one of the very few successful foreign actors here. And when I say foreign, wala akong dugong Pinoy. I want to clarify that because there's the Gerald Andersons out there and the Sam Milbys. My dugong Pinoy. So their Tagalog is a little more subconscious. They can learn it a bit quicker. But I want to be the number one international actor here, foreign actor, to make it big because I really have that expectation in myself. And so does my management, and we're on that path already. Give us a few more months, and people will start to see it. Sana.
Grabe, iba talaga yung dedication ng isang Nico Locco. And may follow-up question lang ako. What are your secrets ba? Do you have your secrets to being a good actor? Para malaman naman ang mga brandsters natin.
Yes, marami akong secrets. I mean, I could have a separate Zoom workshop on this. Maybe I should start offering sessions. But this is my approach to acting, Jearu. But majority of actors here come from a theater background. And when you watch a teleserie on TV, when you watch GMA, ABS, TV5, Viva, whatever it is, it's very theater acting oriented. And that's okay. Yes. It's big hands, big expressions, big facial expressions. I'm bringing something different to the table, something a little more internalized. And this is how they act in the US. This is how they act in North America. This is how they act in South Korea. All the emotion is coming right here. It's this single line of the eyes. That's where it's coming from. But let me tell you, Jearu, these two eyes are saying a million words. Myself on, of course, internalizing the character, creating your purpose as an actor in that film, as well as pulling from past experiences and shaping them so it's relatable to the character.
All right, so brandsters, dito sa part na to,
baby. That's all. Dito lang. Forget Forget all this movement and all these facial expressions. And gets go if you're shooting Kwentong Jollibee or McDonald's commercial. Gawin mo yan. Pero if it's for a film, if you really want to have a moving performance, right here, yun lang.
Well noted yan, Master Nico. Master Nico.
I love it,
well,
Master
I have also
Senpai Nico.
Senpai Nico.
I wish everybody would call me. I wish everybody would call me that.
Oh, grabe. Well, I have also observed that you have a good physique. Yan yung pinaka kinaiingitan ng mga brandsters nating guys na nanonood naman. How were you able to maintain that? Were there tips that you can share to our brandsters para ma-achieve ang isang Nico Locco look?
Well, consistency and diet. That's my two things. You have to be consistent. If you want to get in shape, it can't be just a feeling or an impulse decision. It has to be a lifestyle change.
Yes.
So, kung gusto mong isang magandang katawan, you need to work out on a routinely basis. And that's 6 times per week, kahit 30 minutes. We have a lot of time in our days, especially because we're confined at our sa bahay or sa kwarto. So consistency is going to get you that beautiful body. Tapos, that's 30% only, Jearu. The other 70%, and a lot of people are going to be surprised about this, it happens right here in the kitchen. What are you putting in your body? If you have a Lamborghini, Jearu, are you gonna feed it low grade fuel? Probably not. You're gonna feed it the high grade, pinakang expensive, pinaka expensive na fuel, right? For that Lamborghini. So it goes the same with your body. You're not gonna if you're gonna put crap food in your body, it's not going to perform and it's gonna break down. It's gonna look terrible.
So what do you normally eat, ba, Nico?
Yes, that's a great question. And a lot of people think if I eat a lot of carbs, if you eat a lot of carbs, maging mataba ka. Hindi ganon. You can eat lots of carbs. Carbs are good because carbs is energy, right? But the important thing is eating the right kind of carb. I don't recommend eating 3 square meals with rice every meal. I know that dito sa Pinas, diba? Everybody loves kanin.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have kanin,
every meal.
every meal, grabe. Siguro isang beses per day. Okay lang yan if you want to have rice. But 3 times, sobrang OA na. I recommend if you're going to do high carbs, high protein. Those should be equal. And then fats lower. That's what I do every day. I have a lot of protein, eggs, chicken, pork, stuff like that. But again, chicken and eggs are the cheapest. So bring about eggs and chicken, right? So I stick around there because I like to be cost efficient. As well as I do eat carbs. I eat bread. Ayokong kanin, so I stay away from rice. So more so bread. And yun lang. I do have sweets though. Don't forget, like, if you guys want to diet, it doesn't mean that you have to cut out all of your foods that you love.
Your guilty pleasures.
Your guilty pleasures. That's what I'm looking for. You don't have to cut those out. Just limit them. Control them. Sobrang addict ako sa cereal.
Really?
I love commercial and Cookie Crisp. I have it every day. Sometimes Jearu, I have it 2 times per day. But
talaga. So ganun mo kagusto talaga yun, no?
Was that Jearu? Sorry, I lost you there. Naputol. Were you saying?
Yeah, that's okay. Well, pero Brandsters, ang pinakamahalaga dun sa narinig natin from Nico is that you have to be consistent. It's not gonna work overnight or over a week or over a month, di ba, Nico? Talagang consistency. A year or 2 years or 3 years. Yeah, and you have to be proud of yourself pag nagawa mo yan.
And Jearu, it doesn't have to be 1 year or 2 years. You will see changes in 2 weeks. In your body.
Really?
In your
You just
skin.
have to be determined enough, no?
Tama yan.
to achieve the goal you want.
Exactly.
Yes, and going back naman sa pagiging influencer amidst this pandemic, I'm quite sure you have inspired a lot of people na rin, lalo na yung mga followers mo. If there is anything that you would like others or yung mga followers mo to remember you as what? Ano ba yung gusto mong maalala ka ng tao? As an actor ba? Or as what?
Number one is acting, because that really is my passion, and that's what I believe I can be great in, is acting. So number one, I want people to know me as a great actor.
As a great actor.
Award-winning, actually. And I want people to know that I can do that. And like I was saying before, I pride myself on being an international actor because I've worked on so many sets. I've worked in Korea for 4 months, and I had a translator right next to me.
Wow.
The director was yelling at me in Korean, and then I had a translator translate in English, right? So I love acting, and I want to be successful as an acting industry. But also, aside from that, in terms of how I expose myself on social media, I want people to see me as a motivational, uplifting. I want them to be inspired. And that's my second goal, is especially lalo na may pandemic. Maraming tao nasa mundo, depressed sila, wala silang pag-asa. So I want to give them hope, some sort of kahit maliit na message, uplifting message that they see when they open up my account. That's what I want to give back to them, especially my pandemic.
Yes. Actually, and yung social media kasi, lalo ngayong pandemic, is a way out of people, and parang doon na sila nakakahanap ng people to look up to, or things that na they can resonate with, or parang they can share their energy with. And I know also, being a brand influencer or a social media influencer, meron din tayong tinatawag na parang medyo negative. Hindi naman natin mawawala yun. What are your thoughts about those people?
Like yung mga tao sa social media that are negative in terms of bashing, hurtful comments.
Well, in terms of bashing, or parang giving fake news, or giving their opinions and not just relying, or parang ganon.
Unfortunately, that's the negative side effect of social media. Again, people have so much going on in their lives. We never know what the person next to us is going through. They could be having the worst possible day in their life. Their mother could have just passed away. Their brother could be sick with cancer. We don't know that, right? Pero unfortunately, social media has become an outlet for yung mga bullies or hurtful people to express themselves. And that's why I say, when you want to get into this industry of show business, being an influencer, sana handa ka na sa mga banta, sa mga bashing. Kasi you will experience it in some form or another. I promise you.
Yes, and you cannot please everyone.
Exactly. Amen to that, Jearu. You couldn't have said it better. You cannot please everyone. And the moment that you understand that, you're going to do great. You're going to be soaring high, because you cannot please everyone. And I think that's just a lesson in life. You can't please everyone. It's impossible.
Yes.
Diba? But as long as you feel like you're doing the right thing, and that you're helping people in a positive manner, focus on that. The other people is just background noise. Yun lang.
Yes.
Diba?
And of course, I saw this once, or I've read this once, na parang you don't want to let people hurt you, or yung people na hindi mo naman pupuntahan for advices. You don't listen to what they want to say, kasi first and foremost, they don't know you. So parang dapat di mo sila papakinggan. You should listen to your own instincts, your families, your friends, your circle, diba?
Tama yan. And let me tell
social
you,
media would be very toxic. Yes.
I was gonna say, let me tell you, Jearu, I had an issue 2 years ago, and marami akong bashers, marami akong banta, and it took a lot out of me. I got depressed.
Mhm.
I cried for days. Nagwalwal ako every day. I was taking it so personally, and thank God, one of my mentors told me. He sat me down. He said, "Nico, listen. Stop taking it so personally, because they don't know who you are. Your friends, your family, the people that are close to you know who you are. They know the type of person that you are. So listen to them. Kasi yung ibang tao,
Yes.
they don't know anything about you. So, I mean, no offense to them, pero wala silang kwenta, right? In terms
Totoo, yes. Not
how you should feel, in terms of who you are as a person. And when I learned that lesson, grabe, I've been so much healthier mentally after that moment. I'm so much better. Yeah.
And I think one thing that I learned then sa social media is that not every word you hear is not every word you hear in social media really matters. So you have to be selective with people and selective with words na papakinggan mo. Right,
Tama.
Nico? And going to my question, medyo off topic naman. Do you consider yourself as parang Filipino na rin? Filipino in heart?
100%. I
100%.
consider myself pusong Pinoy. I'm even thinking siguro may dugong Pinoy. There has to be something there, because I just love this country. I love the people. I want to give back in so many ways to this country. I feel like I'm just connected.
Yeah, and I know your followers also love you, Nico. And I'm sure they want to know din, ano ba yung favorite na ulam na Pinoy ni Nico?
Favorite ulam? Magandang tanong yan. Kasi maraming masarap na pagkain sa Pilipinas. Grabe. I mean, the food here is
Yes,
absolutely...
because Filipino people love to eat.
Yes,
and
they
eat
do.
and eat.
Almusal, tanghalian, merienda, dinners. Favorite ulam has to be
Yes.
chicken adobo. It's my go-to.
Talaga, chicken adobo.
Chicken adobo. Pero if we're talking street food, kasi mahilig ako sa street food. It has to be barbecue, isaw, fish balls. Sobrang masarap yan.
Wow. Yes, talaga. And sa mga kakanin, do you eat kakanin ba? Do you know kakanin muna ba?
Ano yan?
Talaga. Well, things like bibingka or puto bongbong every Christmas season, or puto. Do you eat those kinds of things?
So, served only sa Pasko ba? Or...
No, not necessarily. Like, for example, we have puto every day. We also have, if you know, kutsinta, or
I know
what else ba?
kutsinta.
Suman.
Kutsinta, yes.
Do you eat those things?
I do, actually. I mean, if nasa Filipino restaurant ako, or someone's serving it, siguro nasa province ako for a taping or for work, I always eat those kind of foods. I love them.
And they always serve that to foreign people like you.
Yes.
Diba?
Ayan.
And how about sa culture naman ng mga Filipino? What do you love most about the Philippines or the Filipinos?
That's a great question, Jearu. I love so many things about this culture and the people itself. Wow. When I first got here, I was really moved by the people. I find them here sobrang content sa buhay nila. And I will explain that to you, because it might not make sense to you when I first say it to you. Because I come from North America, right? I lived in the US. I lived in Canada. And people there just aren't content with their lives. Sobrang stressed sa routine nila. They're almost like, I use the word slaves to their lifestyle. And hindi sila nag-enjoy. Where here, especially when I got here, I saw people wala silang pera, wala silang like a lot of belongings, pero they're happy still. And they're content with their life. As long as they have family, as long as they have food on the table, as long as they have karaoke, mga simpleng bagay.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and that was so refreshing for me, Jearu, when I came here. Sobrang refreshing. And it allowed me to appreciate things so much more. The simple things in life. I appreciate them more than ever now that I live here, because
Yes.
it really is the simple things in life that are the most important. Family, friends,
Yes, actually.
good vibes.
Well, mhm. True, that's true. And actually, may share lang din ako, like, kasi I've worked as a flight attendant, so parang nako-compare ko din yung life in the Philippines and when I'm abroad. Like for example, if in America, parang they don't
Yes.
have that much time to talk with each other. Talagang when you're in the streets, talagang business as usual. Talagang
Tama.
hindi sila mag-uusap, or they don't if they walk past each other, they just say hi. Pero dito sa Pilipinas, pag nagkasalubong kayo, you'll take like 30 minutes to an hour para mag-hi and hello lang. So that's really, really one of those things that we Filipinos do. And kasi we live in the present, parang we enjoy the present.
Enjoying the present. And it's a great
Which
point.
is also...
Sorry, Jearu, I was just going to say, it's a great point that you made. And it's funny because when I got here, I was walking around, right? I'm a very fast walker. Dati sobrang mabilis ako maglakad. Pero dito, people are walking around so slow. And I realized I just need to slow things down and breathe and enjoy things a little bit more. Feel the wind on my face, feel the sun on my skin. So that's something I learned also. It's just slow things down, enjoy a little bit more. Kasi life is beautiful. Diba?
Yes. Well, I think that's one of those things that foreigners like about our country din. Kasi you get to enjoy things na hindi mo ma-enjoy dun sa country where they belong or country where they came from.
Tama.
And lastly, what is your advice to Filipinos who would like to become a social media influencer? Like, sige, katulad ko, what can you advise para I can grow my my followings or I can create my feed? What are your advices to us?
I have lots of advice, especially for someone that's looking to get into it. I'll start off with a beginner that's looking into getting into influencing and social media.
Yeah.
Going back to what I said earlier, be careful for what you're signing up for. I always say that. You have to be prepared. If you don't like this type of lifestyle, don't do it because, grabe, it's going to take a lot out of you. But if you're okay with being in the public eye and sharing your life to the world, sharing your life to sa mga ibang Filipino dito, 100% be an influencer, you're going to love it. So that's for the beginners. That's for the beginners. Now, so Jearu, my second advice for the people that are looking to grow their audience, grow their following. My question to you is this. What makes you unique? What gives you a competitive edge on everybody else? Because, again, there's a lot of models. There's a lot of great-looking people that want to become influencers. Marami sila. But what makes your content unique? That's the question you need to ask yourself. And once you find that edge, that's how you develop an audience that wants to consume your content. And that's how you grow the following. It starts to trend. You target an audience. Kasi ako, as a social media influencer, I know my audience. I know my exact target audience. So when I post things, when I make Instagram stories, when I make TikToks, I know exactly the audience that I'm speaking to. every time. And that's how you
Yes.
create useful content that has the potential to become viral.
Yes.
And that's my last point is as an influencer, as an artist, as someone in show business, you have to be creative in so many ways if you want to be successful, especially in social media. You have to create creative content that nobody is doing out there, that has the potential to become viral, because nowadays you need that. You need videos, you need posts that are going to become viral, because that's how new followers, how you expand your audience, that's how they find out about you, because your video, your post, it went viral. And that's how they find out about the Jearus of the world, the Nico Locos of the world, because you had that viral post or viral video. And then lastly,
Yeah.
I don't know if this is your last question for me, Jearu, but I'll touch on it one more time, because I want this to be the theme of kind of our guesting tonight. Is you have to be genuine, you have to be real on social media. 100%. Because as much as you think people might not be able to tell that you're being a different person or you're being fake on social media, they will. They'll see right through it. I promise you. And then you're going to lose your following. Like this, in a snap. And that's
Yes.
what I pride myself on, Jearu, is always be tunay. Always be believable. Madali akong lapitan. That's how I like to brand myself.
Well, Nico, sobrang nag-agree ako dyan na you have to be authentic and genuine all the time, kasi you have to love what you are doing din. Kasi if this fails, or sabihin na natin ganyan, at least wala kang pagsisisi kasi you love what you're doing.
Tama.
Walang downside, di ba? And I think one thing na i-add ko rin na parang yung likes and shares or the numbers of followers na meron ka should not be the key factor, or should not be the goal.
Yes.
It should always be you have to show yourself, you have to make people love you, or you have to make people be inspired by what you're saying or what you're doing. I think that should be the goal, not the likes, not the shares, not the followers. Well, add na yun, pero, di ba?
Oh, yeah. You couldn't have said it better, actually, Jearu. And I wanted to mention that earlier, actually, pero nalimutan ko. Don't be worried about the amount of followers, the amount of likes, the amount of views. That will come in time. But again, social media should not be a popularity contest, although naging popularity contest na. But you don't see it as that. It's not like we're in high school and whoever has the most friends or whoever's the captain of the basketball team is the most important in the world. Kasi hindi ganon.
Yes.
Okay? Focus, number one, on creating and then, trust me, mananalo ka as an influencer.
Yes, I totally agree with that. Those followers, shares, likes, those are just numbers, and wag kayong brandsters, wag kayong papa-apekto. Yeah. And Nico, I have this one question naman na parang medyo on a serious note.
Yes.
How about, kasi di ba ngayon, pandemic, COVID, how do you feel about the Filipinos, or how the Philippines is coping with COVID?
That's a loaded question, and I don't want to get bashed for this, but
well, I think just your insights or your opinions about it.
Let me be honest with you, Jearu, because again, 100% genuine here, and I'm being the real Nico. The Philippines has done a poor job, unfortunately. It's really disappointing seeing the people here, especially kasi, I mean, the Philippines is a third world country, and a lot of people don't have the luxuries of living in a clean house or affording health care if they get sick. Kasi galing ako sa Canada, right? I was in Canada for a lot of the pandemic. I mentioned earlier that I shot a movie in Canada. And the way they handled it and the way they're handling it here, completely different. But Philippines is a little bit at a disadvantage, I must say, because picture this. I don't know if you guys have seen Canada on a map or even the United States. Malaking bansa. Tapos you take Philippines, maliit na island, mga 7,000 little maliit na islands. So it's hard to compare Canada or other countries that have handled the pandemic better than the Philippines. Kasi, I mean, sobrang mahirap dito. Everybody is dikit-dikit, you know? So people are trying their best. I understand that. And, I mean, I've seen a lot of things online and people saying that, you know, Filipinos are being pasaway and they don't want to follow the guidelines. Pero ganon talaga sa mundo, guys. This is a very challenging time for everyone, and people are just trying to keep their heads above water. We still want to work. Yeah. We're still trying to have a livelihood for ourselves and for our families, as well as we're trying to live life.
Yes.
Like, I mean, as much as people want others to stay inside in quarantine, we can't do that. We're not robots.
Yes, we have to live.
We have to live.
Yeah.
So I know people are trying. I just hope that the vaccines are handed out as quickly as possible. People get vaccinated, and people try their best to sanitize, wear face masks, and socially distance. Yes. That's the only thing that we can do. But I hope the government gets their lockdown policies tidied up. Kasi ang gulo talaga nila. Grabe.
Totoo. Well, I couldn't agree more. Yes. Pero, well, as a Filipino pa rin, syempre, I'm still hopeful, and parang what we can do is just to trust ourselves, trust our government. We're all in this together. So parang, I know maraming lapses, maraming loopholes, but what can we do? We're Filipinos. We should work with them. We should do our part then, para at least to lessen these things or to move faster then. And thank you so much, Nico, para dun sa insights mo rin. And although yung interview natin tonight is a bit short, and for sure marami ka pang gustong sabihin sa ating mga brandsters, it is still a fun and insightful interview. And before we say our goodbyes sa ating brandsters, can you please invite our fans, your followers, or our brandsters to follow your current and your future endeavors? Go ahead, Nico.
Sige, I'll plug in now. Maraming salamat, Jearu, for having me on the show. Thank you, Brandsasia, for having me on the show tonight. Sobrang nag-enjoy ako. Kahit short interview, but I think we covered a lot of great topics tonight.
Yeah.
Inviting all of my followers. I have a following group called the Nickelodeons. Nickelodeons. I don't know.
That's really a cool name, huh?
Tapos, mga brandsters, I'll invite you to follow my page on Instagram at @AkoPoSiNico, as well as Facebook at Nico Locco. Also, YouTube. Follow me on all of those accounts to see more of me, more of my content, more of the things that I'll be doing in the coming months. Marami akong exciting projects on the way, guys. So please tune in. And I hope the people watching this found it useful and that they can apply it now to their social media pages and just in life. I always feel like it's important to tie it back to life. Yes. Because social media is, again, it shouldn't be your life. It's just a platform, right?
Yes. Just an outlet, a platform. Yes, that's exactly. Correct.
Just an outlet. So, sana you don't take it too seriously, and the lessons that I talked about tonight, you apply them to your personal lives. And what was our number one lesson today, Jearu? What was the one that I talked about?
Is always being genuine, authentic.
Yes.
Tama, di ba, Lo?
Exactly.
All right.
And I will leave it on this. sorry, Jearu, I will leave it on this last note. And food for thought, siguro, for our viewers. And they can apply it because it's the pandemic right now. And it's this. Find peace in what you cannot change.
So, gusto mo yun? So, medyo napatigil ako sa I have to have that time para i-take in and i-realize yun. Tama, no?
Exactly. You got to think about it for a bit because it doesn't make sense at the start. But if you really think about it, it makes a lot of sense.
Yes. All right. And so thank you so much, Nico. Anything or anyone you want to thank? Pada, your brands or whatever.
Yeah, again, maraming salamat, Brandsasia, for having me. Again, you can contact me on my page, Ako po si Nico, or through my management, MSB Production. You can contact us as well for projects if you're looking to get me. And please keep safe, everyone.
Yes. So thank you so much, Nico. It was really a good time. That's it today, mga Brandsters. Medyo dinugo ang ilong ko ngayong episode na to. But since this is for you, it's all worth it. Again, Brandsters, thank you for watching this episode and thank you for supporting me. And this is Jearu Magbuhat and you're still watching IAMJEARU.